Good morning. Or actually, it's noon now. I woke up super late. It is Sunday, April 25th. I did not expect to be filming another Cozy Bud this soon, but I did get a package in the mail. It's from a place called Café Grumpy. I really love that name. And their coffee, I can't remember what the coffee is called. I think it's called Momentum. But it's supposed to taste like malted milk chocolate, caramel, and orange zest. And I was like, that sounds pretty interesting. I got it up in the cupboard. I'm gonna go shower, start preparing the coffee, and then meet you right back. So right out of the gate, this smells really, really good. It's very strong. You can smell it right out of the bag, which is super great. Every time I've been opening my cupboard here for the last week since I got this, it's been about a week. I got it, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday. But ever since I got it, every time I open this cupboard, it just hits ya. It hits ya. But yeah, we've selected some of our favorite coffees from Central and South America to create our house blend. It's an ideal match for every brew method with notes of malted milk chocolate, caramel, and orange zest. Also, look at this little guy. I love him. This is. I also got a sticker of him that I put promptly on my computer case. So I'm going to go ahead and brew this, take a shower, and we'll see you after it's done. I am thoroughly cleaned. So let's pour us our brew. Oh, dribbled some of it off the side there. That's not great, but you know, just a little dribble, little drippy drip. Let me go grab a paper towel. So one thing I hate about pouring coffee is that sometimes it just doesn't go into the mug. Sometimes it just drips down the middle, the end, whatever, wherever, and it's kind of a pain. But without further yapping, let's give this baby a little bit of a taste. Black, no cream, no sugar, you know the deal. Well, I definitely taste the chocolate. The orange, The orange is definitely there. I can definitely taste the orange there. I feel like once I throw sugar and everything in it, it'll probably make it more pronounced, but I can definitely taste it there, and it's weird, but in a good way. It's really interesting. I would have never thought to put orange zest in coffee, but they did, and it tastes good to me. So I'm gonna throw some sugar, some creamer in there, and then we'll continue the video. Okay, so we're back into the familiar setup as opposed to the living room last week. My cat is in here mewling at me. We put some creamer and some sugar in this coffee, so let's just give it another little bit of a tasty taste. Okay, you can definitely taste the chocolate and the caramel a lot more once you put stuff in it. Orange zest, barely there. It's like the green apple and the cinnamon in the last coffee that I tried. Barely there once you put things in, but black, it's there. I don't know. It's a strange way of. It's strange how all the tastes, all the flavors kind of mix and mingle with each other. It's still there, but a lot more understated. I feel like I say that for a lot of the weird flavors that they put in coffee, but it's true. So today I didn't really have anything that I wanted to talk about, but since I'm filming it so close to the last video in which I talked about the band I Don't Know How But They Found Me pretty heavily. The one thing I forgot to address, and is probably my favorite thing about the band, is that there's lore behind it. You see, the entire lore behind I Don't Know How But They Found Me is that they're a band from the early 80s, late 70s that never hit it big, so they teamed up or were abducted. It's unclear, but by a shadowy, weird corporation called Telex, the Telex Foundation. And they do like temporal and like time warping experiments, and they use their music to like draw people in to do these experiments in. If you see it a lot in their music videos, especially the music video for Leave Me Alone. There's a hint of it in Nobody Likes the Opening Band. There's a skeleton man, or it's a man in a white lycra suit with a skull mask, but they call him the White Shadow, and he follows Dallin ever around. He's in the background of the video for Social Climb, I do believe, just kind of poking his head out of a room. It's really cool. It's really creepy. I like the whole like mysterious organization trying to mess with time manipulation and stuff like that. It's very, very retro futuristic, just the aesthetic of it all, and I fucking adore it. Another thing I wanted to mention is that today I get my first dose of the Pfizer vaccine, and I'm so fucking excited because, man, listen, I know I went to Columbus last year, and that probably was not a very good thing to do because it was in the middle of July. But Greyhound was very good at making sure everybody was, socially distant. They enforced mask rules pretty fucking heavily. So I felt safe the entire time on the way there and on the way back. Still probably wasn't a good idea. Once I get this vaccine, then I think it's 3 weeks after dose 1 you have to go and get dose 2. And I heard dose 2 is the one that really knocks you on your ass. Dose 1's like nothing. But man, I just can't wait until I'm fully vaccinated again. Because I want to go to things again, man. I want to go to concerts. I miss concerts and anime conventions. Also live wrestling shows. Really miss going to see WWE. And All Elite Wrestling when they're in town, or at least nearby. I miss going to mass crowd events, really. Unfortunately, My Chemical Romance postponed their tour again to 2022. So the timeline of these events, right? My Chemical Romance announces their reunion tour. I buy the tickets January 2020 before the pandemic hits. Pandemic hits, they postponed to 2021. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They postponed it again until September 2022. I'm like, at that point, I would have had these tickets for 2.5 years, just waiting for the day that I can go see my favorite band live in concert for the first time ever. You know what? Once that happens, though, it's going to be super worth it. And I'm going to be super happy that I held on to those tickets because, man, I got in before all the scalpers could and jacked the price of those tickets up. So I'm also taking my brother. How could I not take him, How could I not? I didn't want to go by myself. So if he ends up sick, I have a couple of friends I could take, but I couldn't leave him out of that. But yeah, aside from that, anime cons, man. I miss DJing live too. I miss being on stage behind a deck. I've done a couple of virtual events over the year plus long pandemic. I did a Rave Between Waves, and the Big Sip is what it was called. They were put on by people who run the raves at like Colossal Con and Matsuri Con over here in Ohio. And I had a blast. It completely renewed my confidence for DJing. So once everything's good, I'm going on that stage and I'm busting out some tunes, man. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm just excited to get fully vaccinated and be able to do things like, playing live, going to cons, going to concerts, all that good shit that everybody's been waiting for the past year or so. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.